How you doing, everybody? We are back with another tutorial on our 500 and 1000 series reel. Bryce, what are you thinking on that 500? I think it was a 5.2 to 1, right?
Yes, it is a 5:2 to 1 gear ratio.
Okay.
With 3 to 1 ball bearings, so
Nice.
3 plus 1.
So fresh out the box, y'all. When you guys get this, let's get a close up on it. You're gonna peel this top tab off here, and it comes in a like little bag, and you just take that bag out of there.
You take this box. You don't need that.
Yeah,
anymore.
chuck the box. There's your reel, how it comes. Now, first thing you want to do is straighten your handle up there, and there's a knob on the opposite side. And so you're going to want to tighten that tension knob down until it completely takes that handle to tight. Now, if you're a lefty and you like, or maybe you reel what we would refer to as like goofy, you can certainly take the spool or the little tensioner knob that Bryce just tightened here, take it all the way out and pull the handle to the other side, insert it, and tighten it down. Just like with any other spinning reel, this isn't unique to any other spinning reel in a sense, in a functionality sense. You have your bail, basically. So it's the wire that's on top that you flip over. You'd have your part that has like the line rest on, a little line bearing. And then what I like to do is we offer the reel lube. So the first thing I do is I'll take that tensioner, what do we call those, Bryce?
Drag.
Thank you, the drag knob.
Drag knob.
So the drag knob right off the top there, and pull your spool completely off. And you'll see a shaft inside there and this is where, like, as you're reeling, this shaft goes up and down. And so what you want to do,
be able to show them.
yeah. Okay, nice. There you go. So what I like to do is take some of our reel lube or your favorite reel lube and just kind of add a drop or two, even right out of the box. I like to do this. It's just like anything. If you maintain it well, you're going to get the longevity out of your product. And so I like to put a little drop on that underneath the shaft and then kind of wind it a couple times just to get some of that lube incorporated into the lower gearbox. You can also do that down here with the spool before tightening it, if you so please. It does come with some reel grease in there. So, okay. Also, this knob that's on the top, guys, and it's the same for really most spinning rods or spinning reels, excuse me. It adjusts your drag. Yeah. So basically, if you want your drag to be real tight, then you just go clockwise with it, and it tightens that drag so that as the fish is pulling there during a fight, it doesn't have as much leeway. It keeps that drag nice and tight. The drag, if you want that fish to have the ability to pull the line out of there freely, and you could fight a bigger fish that way by adjusting your drag pretty loose. So keep it a little loose, just back it off counterclockwise a little bit. And
the way I like to do it with a spinning reel when I'm adjusting my drag is I like to grab the line, make sure you got a nice grip on it, maybe wrap it around your finger so you don't get a hook in your finger.
Right.
And then I adjust it to where if I pull up on the reel, it just gives a little bit.
Yeah.
Like not too much, not too little. You'll kind of know where the sweet spot is once you mess with it a little bit.
Right.
And that'll give you a good hook set, but it'll also allow the fish to be able to take some line so your line doesn't break.
Right. Yeah, you want it to where when you depending on what test line you're working with, you want it to be able to pull that line out when you're all spooled up, obviously, and your bail is shut. You want to be able to pull that line up kind of tight, but not like you're stressing. Like you don't want to stretch the line. You just want to be able to pull it, and it gives a little bit. Now you're going to develop some preferences. I actually enjoy, like the sound of a drag, a really cool drag.
Too.
So I keep it a little bit loose most of the time. And these are real ringy drags, so it's fun. Okay, so then also the little adjustments, a couple features, and again, these are in most reels. This is like unique in a sense, but they have these little line keepers built on the reel. And so this little line keeper right here, when you're not using your reel, you can just take your line and wrap it around that little knob, and it'll keep that line taut in travel or in storage or whatever.
And the knob that he's talking about is this knob right here.
That's right.
Little gray piece.
That's right.
So it's got a lip underneath it. You can kind of stick your fingernail up under it a little.
Right.
And you just take your line and you run it down one end, and you kind of take your thumb and press down on it so it goes in there, and then you just pull the other side up and around.
Right. And then you'll notice also, while Bryce has it at that angle, there's a front switch here. Now, that is a switch that allows the reel to be reeled backwards. When it's engaged, then your reel is not going to be, you're not going to be able, maybe give them a demo on it. Like you'll be able to reel it normally with it engaged, but you're not able to reel backwards when it's engaged.
So this is with it on,
right?
You can back reel.
Right.
So if you don't like using your drag and you like to back reel,
right,
to give that fish some line, you can do that. And then you just reach under, you flip it, and now I can't back reel.
Right.
Go backwards.
It's like a back reel lock.
Yeah.
So any other features on the 500 series that you could think of? I mean,
not really. I mean, it's totally ambidextrous.
Pretty simple little reel.
So you can switch everything. It's honestly your basic spinning reel.
Right.
Is what this is. And it comes in at what, $30?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Currently 2022, it's at $29.99, dude. You can't beat that.
Yeah. Yeah. It's $30, man. And it's at the same price point as your industry standard, and it performs the same as your industry standard.
Right. Okay. So moving on to the next one here, which is, it would be very comparable for our 1000 and our 2000 series reel. Very, very much the same, but right out of the box, these come basically like this. And so you'll have a bag. It'll come like this with no handle on the other side, and it has an open kind of cavity. Now, these are set up naturally or traditionally, by default, I should say, for a right-handed person. So for a right-handed person, typically your knob is going to go on your left side of the reel when your rod's facing you. If for whatever reason you want to transfer it to the other side, there's a little knob on this side that you can screw off, and you can take it to the other side, and it's just a little like cap to conceal all the threads in here. So considering we're right-handed and we're going to go for that, so we'll just keep this cap on there by default. Screw it back on there nice and tight. Again, before you put your handle on, if you wanted to distribute a little more lube of any preference in there, we have our premium reel oil that we like. A couple drops right in there that'll help you out.
You can also dab it on
the shaft
of the shaft here as well, just to keep that nice and lubed up so it doesn't get stuck on you or anything like that.
Heck yeah. Now you'll notice too, underneath this comes a bag, and these like a little velvety like bag for transit or for storage, and these come with the 1000 or the 2000 series reels. Much more of a premium, I'd say middle market to premium level reel. Now this one here, you're going to want to make sure that you get those threads nice and straight. Once you start those threads in, which depending on whichever side you choose, then it's really, you're just reeling it like you normally would frontwards until it stops. And what I like to do is I'll actually like grab the bail and keep it from spinning, and then just give it a good crank. Now, obviously you don't want to crank it super tight.
Hand tight.
Yeah.
You want it snug, because if you crank it down really, really hard, you have a chance of stripping out your threads for one. You also have a chance of breaking it.
That's
or
right.
Bending any piece of it, because this is a metal handle here.
Right.
This is metal, so you could bend that. Luckily, it's not plastic, or it might break.
Right. And then just like the 500 series, the 1000 and 2000 feature much of the same features. You know, you have your switch there that allows you to lock the position backwards. It also has your bail, nice thick wire bail to it, real clicky and tight and nice. It's got your drag adjustment. And again, you know, we don't have to take it off, but, you know, I would probably fresh out of the box, just keep it well maintained, loosen that up, put a couple drops of lube of preference underneath that shaft that goes up and down, just to keep the interior workings nice and lubed up. It also has a metal style like line holder there, a line keep.
Is this a magnet, or is it just a line keep?
It's just a line keeper, yeah. It's just more of a billet look. And then
it's got 6-to-1 ball bearings, if you guys can see right there. So this has more bearings in it.
That's right.
Which means it's going to be more smooth.
Correct.
Right? It's going to be a lot more smooth on the cast,
right,
when you're reeling, just stuff like that.
Yep. And then really, I mean, that's basically it. I mean, you got a really nice basic operation.
I think there's one feature that we did forget.
Okay, what's that? What do you got?
It breaks down and it becomes smaller. So if you loosen this up a little bit, you can take this and you can actually fold it in.
Oh, there you go.
Right.
Yeah. So if you're going to pack her up, maybe in the bag that we supplied you,
or if you're just storing it, say in a rod case,
right,
or in the back of your car.
A lot of times this is good for travel too.
Yeah.
So if you're loading it into a plane
or get caught on stuff,
right,
you can kind of just compress it down. And the other one does that too.
Right.
So they both do have that compact feature.
Yeah, on that 500, all you have to do is just loosen the thumb screw up a little bit, just like you would. You're just backwards reeling with tension on the spool, the bail on this one, and then reel it backwards to the point where it's loose and it'll tuck in. And then on the 500, you're just loosening this little nuts or bolts, I guess. I don't know what we're going to call it. Thumb screw. There you go. Yeah. And then that handle will break down to tuck away there as well. So
these are also made of aluminum and graphite materials.
Heck.
So you're getting the premium materials that you can get at this price point.
Yep.
And I believe this one comes in at what, 49 or 50?
I want to say, I think that was $59.99. So it's like just under $60 for a premium style reel. I mean,
and it's also got the bell drag as well.
Yep. Real ringy, satisfying sound. So I hope that's helpful. I think we covered just the basics of kind of spinning reels 101. And if you guys have any questions, comments that you want to share, or feel free to ask. Don't feel stupid. This is an educational kind of series that we're doing. Feel free to type it below and we'll get back to you and respond accordingly. We appreciate each and every one of you guys. Thanks for joining in. Have a wonderful night.
Keep on fishing, y'all.
Later.